are the murderous pair. Dealt with the jail and we murdered the murderers there. Then with the hell and discovered the devil delivered some hurt and despair.
Oh, God.
Yes. Favorite meal. The thunder from down under.
Oh, my God.
My lady, Nymphette.
Hello.
It's okay. I can come up with one for her, my baby.
Hmm.
You told me there was audio issues. You didn't tell me that was the audio issue.
I think you need to release that to the public.
I would have told you to release that.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I would want to see that too, actually. In 15 minute segments. Sure. Sure. Oh, good Lord. But yes, today we have the significant others with us. So we get to be very annoying and talk to you about our relationships and how we met each other and all this other good stuff. Let's start with you two. Ah, God damn it, you did. You did.
You guys have been together for ages. There's got to be more juice. Hmm.
By who? Mm.
He's a mysterious man.
That's privileged information. I mean, you can't just give that out for free. Yes. Yes, because your rambling is interesting. My rambling, it's not all that. It's not all that. Nothing. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Oh, look what's over there. Good Lord. We could talk about how we met. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, really. It's nothing but a 1 in a million shot, to be honest.
Nothing spectacular. The chances of us meeting was so small, and yet we somehow stumbled onto each other.
Yeah, we did. And even, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it was so many things that had to align for us to actually like meet, let alone actually talk to each other and then have a relationship spin out of that. We were both in very different yet similar places, except she decided to stream and I was just like, screw it, let me see what happens. And yeah, you lead, baby. Okay. I'll let baby lead. I'll let baby lead, and I'll follow her lead.
All right. Well, let's start from my side of the story and all the things that had to happen for me to meet him. And basically, it's like there's so many things. But basically, if COVID wasn't a thing, I would not have met him because COVID meant that I was stuck in my house I was in a really, really intense lockdown. Melbourne went through one of the most intense COVID lockdowns globally. And then on top of that, I happened to be with somebody at the time who had an immunocompromised family member. So I was locked down even when things got open. Yeah, we just stayed in permanent lockdown for basically 2 years. So I was like really lonely. I wasn't able to connect with people and friends in real life. So I was online a lot and I was meeting up digitally with a lot of my like in-person friends. I'm going to say real life friends, but don't don't really think that's different to online friends, in my opinion. But I had a friend, Lexi, you might see. I used to stream with her, and she'll sometimes pop into my streams. Who really wanted to stream. And I was like, oh, I've been thinking about it for ages. I'm kind of a bit of a hobby hoarder. So I was like, sure, I could need a new hobby. I'll stream with you. And so if she hadn't wanted to stream, I wouldn't have got into streaming. And so that's how I got onto Twitch. And then through Twitch, somehow Limbo came across me streaming Phasmophobia, dropped in and said, hey. He was really friendly. I was new, so I was like, people were asking to jump in, and I was saying no to people, basically. But Limbo seemed friendly, so I let him in to my Phasmo, and we played, and then I joined his Discord, and then I hopped into his stream. Through his stream, I found Oon. And then through Oon, I found Island. And then I was in Oon and Island's stream chats a lot. And then I noticed that this dude called Mansetsfire was also in the same chats a lot. And he used to say things that were a little bit saucy, and he would banter. So I'm naturally quite, like, I say raunchy shit. I'm flirty, whatever. Most people can't hang with me. And then in stumbles this dude who's like just knocking everything I have to say right back. And I was like, ooh, this guy's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Got in a few chats, facilitated by Oon being the best wingman ever. Be the three of us talking, and then Oon would be like, massive shout out to Oon. And then Oon would be like, oh, I gotta go check on something. I gotta get some food, and like leave us alone to talk for hours. And then he'd pop back in and be like, is everything okay? Joining the conversation, then he'd exit again. So we just started talking from there.
Yeah.
My story isn't as interesting because as soon as we started talking,
I know, but
that was it for me.
They was jumping way around a lot and like streamers to meet this dude.
Well, I was so when we were talking, because we went back, all of our entire relationship can be traced through Discord.
Yeah,
you know, we can go back to the very beginning of Discord.
The only relationship that's fully timestamped.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And it is literally, it's amazing to have the receipt of me sliding into his DMs first, being like, I sent you 1 billion signals and you didn't pick up on them.
Right.
So I went, fuck it, and slid into his DM first. And then we actually went through our first day conversation a couple of days ago.
We did.
And
Day before yesterday.
I was just like, how blunt was I, babe?
Yeah,
I was like,
we were basically airing everything out like day one. Like, hey,
Day
I
one.
like this. Do you like this?
Right.
I like that. Do you like that? It's like, very interesting.
I was like, I think you're cute. Like, off the bat, I think you're cute. I'm into this. I'm into this. Hey, what do you think about this? And I was just like, I don't have time for bullshit. Is this guy gonna like talk the talk and walk the walk? And he did.
Good shit.
Aww.
Well, that's my side.
It's okay. Well, my side, like I said, it's similar, but it's coming from the other angle. I had just broken up with an ex, of a couple years, like literally a month or two beforehand.
Right.
And I won't lie, I did not even really give a shit about Twitch at all. I was actually following one of my friends. Y'all know him as I Go Ham, and you know, from following him, I met Oon. From Oon, I met Limbo. From Limbo, I met Island. And from Island, I met everybody else.
Right.
And I remember seeing this one chick in chat, in streaming, sorry. She was streaming, and I remember thinking, oh shit, you know, the red hair is cute, the whole goth motif is cute. I was like, oh, okay. But you know, I didn't know her from a hole in the wall. So me in general, I'm naturally very paranoid when it comes to like online spaces and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm not gonna be the type of person to be like, you know, on it like that. But I was kind of watching her, and she talked crazy spicy.
Yeah.
She was talking all kinds of raunchy, spicy shit.
I've heard.
And I won't front. At the beginning, she doesn't even get mad anymore because I told her. In the beginning, I was like, no way this is real.
Right.
Super sus.
You're definitely
Super
a
sus
man.
mode.
You thought I was putting it on for stream.
Yeah. I thought she was putting it on for stream. You know how some streamers pretend to be something that they're not because it brings in viewers and whatever.
Right.
So at first, the initial contact was, I'm gonna just hit her back full force with all the raunchy shit and see what she says.
Right.
And everything I hit her with, she just hit it right back. And we would have entire like chats with just going back and forth, like just raunch. But I kind of left it at that. I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. I don't really know her, and I thought her mind was elsewhere on other pursuits, so I didn't really like take it anymore. I just took it as, oh, this is a nice time. I'm gonna enjoy this time with her, and that's that. But it was persistent. It was like,
Right.
in this chat we had a good time, in that chat we had a good time, in this chat we had a good time, till eventually I don't remember. I think
Hopped
it was
into
like,
my streams too. You'd hop
yeah,
into my streams.
I popped into your streams to give you some raunch, firsthand. And again, she would take it like a champ and smile. I still
baby, I
remember
can
there
take
was.
Hey.
Yeah, I know you can take it, baby. You can take it real well. But
This is a podcast for children.
yeah, right.
No.
Goldfish doesn't even count. But yeah, I specifically remember one time we were, I think, in Island's chat, and we were just going back and forth like we usually do.
Right.
And then like she said something, and I said something back to her, and I was just waiting for the reply because I'm like, okay, see what she does. And she literally was stuck. I remember looking at that screen for like a solid like 2-3 minutes, which is like ages in Twitch chat.
Of course.
And she hit me back like, no one has ever made me be stuck like that before.
Mm.
And you're the first person to do it. You must be significant. You must be special. And I was just like, cool, I'll take it. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Cool. And that was like the first chink in the armor. Like, okay,
Right.
like this is a real person. This person may be interested, but again, I thought she was off with some other pursuit at the time.
Right.
Then over time we had another instance where I would think I was in her chat, and she mentioned something, and I was just floored that she even knew what that was. And of course she hit me back like, of course I know what the fuck that is. I'm surprised you know what that is. And we were kind of like vibing off of that because we were talking about this, and it was just like, okay. And the rest of the chat just kind of faded from existence. It was just me and
we
her.
made a lot of people uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure Island a few times told us to stop.
Island hated us for a little while, but it's Island, so
He was
and
fun.
I know Dee in the chat, we've made Dee feel awkward a ton of times. And Un's just a champ. He doesn't care. He'll get out the way and just let us go at each other, and then come back like, you good? All right, you want me to go again? Cool, bye, and leave. But yeah, like that was chick number 2. Then number 3, I think, was a conversation we had about some pretty important subject matter. And I guess I just said the right things.
Right.
And ultimately she was like, hey,
yeah,
it was this
that
weird
was when you checked. Sorry, honey. That was when you checked. You started checking other boxes. So it was like, okay, we got the raunchy, kinky sex stuff in common. Cool, whatever. But it was actually like when I was like, oh, shit, this guy's really smart. And he's got some really, really interesting worldviews. And I agree with them. And he explains things from perspectives that I hadn't considered. And he sees the world. I was very black and white.
Right.
And it was something I've been trying to work on. I was just like, nah, if you don't believe in this, like, fuck you, get out of the way. Like I was very staunch in my...
It's really hard to break.
In my views, kind of things. Because I have very liberal views. And he came along and we had the same views, but he saw more shades of grey.
Right.
And I just remember thinking, I would love to emulate that kind of thinking as well. And so, yeah, we had some pretty intense conversations about some political things and, socio-cultural issues. And I was just like, shit, this guy can hang intellectually and I can learn from him too.
Right.
So it started to grow in multiple facets very, very quickly, which I think we could only really get from being online because we had to talk.
Oh, for sure.
I definitely would say just from my perspective, being comfortable enough to actually be able to share some of those more deeper conversations on more heavier subjects, it was honestly a breath of fresh air for me. Because it was like, raunch and fun is fun, of course, but it's like, you need more to
That's-
actually have a real relationship
That's
in something.
very surface level type shit.
Yeah, and like here we are, and especially with that subject matter in particular. For those who are interested, it was about police brutality, I believe it was, and police reform.
Right.
And being able to share my views the way I did with her, and have her not only just be like give it the surface level lip service of like, oh, okay, cool. She seemed genuinely interested, and she genuinely seemed like she wanted to know more about my worldviews. So it kind of, from that moment onward, it kind of crossed over into like, oh, let me take this chick seriously. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what she's really about. It's like not just fun girl on the other half of the fucking planet.
Yeah.
It was like, no. Like, who is she really? You know?
That's
Fortunately.
That's pretty nice of
Were you?
you, though.
Yeah. Fortunately, I was still a coward. I was still a piece of shit coward.
You're still a coward. To this
shut
day.
the fuck
hadn't
up.
still hadn't slid into my DMs at this point.
Yes.
This is all through other people, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because at the time, like I said, I thought there were other pursuits. But she decided to take the initiative, and she'll walk you through what she did.
Oh, I just made up an excuse to message him. It was on the back. I think it might have been on the back of that conversation. He asked me some kind of question, and I shied away from it a little bit. And so I slid into his DMs with like, "Oh, I'm sorry if I came off a certain type of way. If you want to ask me that conversation, ask me that question that we had from that conversation, just like ask me it here and now. We could talk about it privately in our DMs."
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. At that point, I decided, well, fuck her other pursuits. Let's just continue this conversation and keep going forward. And it was just like, you ever have a conversation with someone that you just couldn't end it if you wanted to? Like, we literally just kept talking and talking and talking. I believe.
So one of us passed out.
I've been trying to
point where
run
someone
from
passed
this
out.
conversation for years.
I think this is another reason why we really like click with each other, because he can be quiet there and listen. Most of the time he can't fucking listen to him or hearing nothing at all. He's probably hear in the background like me. Because I can be sitting there for hours just talking shit, just talking hours. I can be like, okay, I'm about to go to the bathroom, and from the bathroom I leave the door open. Like, do you hear me, dude? All right. So anyway, no. I talk about the dumbest shit.
That's like legit relationship. When you're having a conversation, you're like, I'm going to go to the toilet, but we're still having this conversation.
Yeah. I drag him there with me. I'm like,
open.
Yeah, I'm like, come here. Sit back by the bathtub or whatever.
I had to set a hard boundary, and I was like, nah, when I'm in there taking care of business, I'm locking this door. Like, she'll drag me in there with her, but I'm like, no, you stay out.
See,
I'm like, I still want you to find me attractive later. Like,
thank you. I have that too. I'm like, okay, number one's door open. I can deal with that. That is as far as I'll go.
Exactly.
Number two, shut that door.
I only got so much going for me. I got to maintain
that away.
Listen. Listen, Lysol, and that's all you need, baby. It's fine. Listen, it's not like I'm gonna sit there and look at you and be like, yeah, I'm not fucking you. It's like, I'm still fucking you. I don't give a shit.
That's
Just go take a shower.
Hey,
go take a shower. When you're done, get in this bed. We still fucking. Period. I don't give a fuck what you were doing before.
Baby, if you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready.
Baby,
my love.
Okay, I don't know if you realize this, but when we lived together and the way you used to walk around, I stayed ready, babe. I stayed ready. It was not a matter of getting ready. It was just a matter of, oh, we're in the same room now? Cool. All right, I'm ready.
Uh-huh.
Still the way it is now. I'm ready right now. It's a problem. It's a serious problem.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, is it though? It's like...
Nah. I mean, I don't have kids, so us, yeah.
Well, for y'all, yeah. For us, no, not so much.
I'm like, I swear I'm gonna put the Toy Story movies, like the 4 of them. If y'all gonna sit here, and I'm gonna give you 2 bags of popcorn. Just stay here for a little bit, okay? Okay.
You don't understand the struggle. I can't walk around my house in basketball shorts anymore.
Okay.
Stupid. But yeah, no, you can, because our windows are wide fucking big. And people can see a lot.
It's true.
I still feel like people saw us in the laundry room.
Oh, they definitely saw that.
In the balcony. The balcony, I'm pretty sure the whole highway saw it, so.
What was
that same problem?
Baby, the apartment with the windows, especially at night in the living room.
Oh, there were times where I was just not even bother. I'd just get a pillow and be like, okay, the important bit's blocked out.
Basically.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
They can see everything else, but they just can't see that bit, and that in my
Yeah.
brain made it okay.
Yeah.
It was like
'Cause
a
my
downward
windows-
spiral. In the beginning, it was like
Yeah.
super paranoid. Baby, the
course.
windows to like, yeah, nah, screw it. I don't care now.
After a while, you just
Like-
you stop caring.
You just don't.
Well, my windows don't black out in the living room, so like they always they're that sheer, so you can still see in if there's too much light inside
gotcha.
at night.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It'd always be like lights off, and then by the end I was just like, fuck.
It's too much work.
Mm.
The lights
Yeah,
are way
it's
over there.
It was the same
You
thing
end up
with
wanting what you want. You don't care who sees.
We had
Yeah,
a
fuck it,
Jesus,
enjoy
but
the
I
show.
want to have a window, like a big Jesus. Like, you know, we used to live next to a church, and we still didn't care. And then on the other side, that's when people sit down and eat, and that's where our bedroom was. So the window was literally like from the bed all to the top of the ceiling,
Mm.
and like big, so they would see everything.
Yeah, and same thing. You start out paranoid, like cover it, and then you're like, I don't care. They're going to church. They
We
can use
know.
some
Yeah, you're
excitement.
giving them something to confess, so it's fine.
Right.
They're
Exactly.
about to cleanse, aren't they? So
That's why the
Yeah.
currents. Well, we didn't have currents. We had this little, I don't know. They rolled.
That was
in
the Venetians.
Yeah.
Listen, as the church boy, listen, if you sit there and watch it and not turn away, that sounds like a problem between you and God, not me and God.
Thank you.
You're the one deciding to stay there and watch. Just
Right.
saying.
hmm
You know
I
what
would,
I
I would
mean?
get like a little like cup or something. Like you can put your little offer there.
Put your offering.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
Why not?
Oh, good lord.
Why not?
But yeah, it is what it is.
All right, it's
But
weird.
anyway.
It's weird living next to a church.
Why? Why is it weird living next to a
I
church?
don't know. Because I'm not exactly a church person. And while I don't
Okay.
care what people think, it's still weird walking out and just being stared at.
Stared at? Why are you being stared at? You're not doing
Because
anything
they definitely heard us fucking repeatedly.
wrong. Again, that's a them problem. I don't know. Maybe
again,
I'm different.
again, not caring that they're judging. I'm saying it's weird when
Yeah.
you walk outside and a group of people shift gaze to you. It's weird.
Mm. I don't know. The way I look at it is, if they want to sit there and look, that's on them. That's a them problem.
Oh, for sure.
I could care less. If I was fucking like an animal and you hear that, then guess what? Thank you for appreciating that I have a healthy marriage. So otherwise, I don't give a shit what you.
No. The judgment was that they knew we weren't married.
Oh yeah, that was another big thing.
That was the judgment. Again, don't care. Just weird seeing it.
Yeah, I come from a Catholic family, so I understand the sex before marriage judgment for sure. Living
Yeah.
together before being married. Yeah.
I
Won't lie. I think about that sometimes, and sometimes I have my feelings about that, but it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I have every intention of doing right by the person I'm with, so I don't
Right.
feel anything about it.
Yeah, for sure.
See, I
It's like,
don't think of it as doing right, though. I just, like, that step is something that we've talked about, and I want to do for me and my reasons, not for anyone else's.
Hmm.
right.
So I don't think for me, it's not doing right. But anybody, I always thought the whole sex before marriage thing was some kind of control that the church has tried to put on people anyway. So I've got my own thoughts about that.
I don't know.
I don't
I've
think
said
anyone's going to judge anybody for having sex before marriage was even an institution that humans invented. So,
right.
you know.
Well, it's like, yeah, my whole thing with, I've said it before, my whole thing with religion is I believe there is a God, but I don't believe in any organized religion. And my belief is as long as you do good by people, you're fine.
Mm.
Like, as long as you're not hurting anybody around you, you're helping people, you're Gucci. That's, I don't know. The whole, my problem with the Bible is that it's written by man. And man is a liar.
Jesus. I mean, the way I look at it is, I'm a Christian, right?
Right.
But I definitely believe I stand by the fact that it's more about a relationship with God more so than just following a set of edicts written.
Right.
So I question myself and the things that I do and how it makes me feel before I listen to what someone else says. And if something doesn't feel right to me and my connection with God, then I don't do it. And if I feel like it's okay, then I don't feel anything about doing it. On the subject of sex before marriage, like I said, I clearly haven't followed that for some time now, but I look at it as if I find someone, if I find someone I care about, I should respect them and then so do right by them in the form of marrying them, but not because of some other person telling me I should, but because I myself feel that way.
Right.
Because even so, with me being the way I am, I, for the longest time, had no faith in marriage whatsoever.
Right.
None.
Mm.
I felt like I've been in a relationship or two with people who made me feel like, well, I've been with you for X amount of years, so marriage has to be on the table. And I was fighting myself to feel like I have to do something which in my heart I didn't want to do.
Right.
So now I've learned that, that whole leaning everything towards marriage and all relationships are moving towards marriage because of, whatever religious doctrine you decide to follow, it conflicts with how I feel in my spirit, so I don't do it anymore. That being said, I now find someone where maybe we could have a different well, not maybe. We will be having a different conversation about that. But that's because of me. That's
Right.
what I want. That's what I choose because I feel that way about her. Has nothing to do with anyone else telling me what I should or shouldn't do.
Right.
And I feel like that's basically how religion should be approached. It's a relationship between you and your God, whoever it may
Right.
be. For me, Father of Abraham, Jesus, what have you, that's who I pray to. That's how I feel. And when I move and when I do things, I question with that in mind.
Right.
I don't just blindly follow what someone else says.
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Dude, I just felt like I was back at home, like at church, high as fuck.
Well, shame on you.
Mhm.
But I think that's beautiful. We talked about religion early on as well, and it was something that I think we were both timid to open up about because of, coming from different backgrounds and stuff. But I
Yeah.
genuinely find his take on religion beautiful.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
Mm.
Do what you do. Don't hurt people.
Mm.
Don't be a dick.
Right.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah,
What it all comes
basically.
down to. Just don't be a
Don't
dick.
be a dick. Just don't be a
Don't
dick.
hurt anybody unless they want you to.
Exactly. But
Right.
then you're not really hurting them.
No.
Well,
if you're
you want it
if
to
you're
hurt.
hurting them, if you're hurting them because they want to, then you're just kind of like, loving them very, very, very aggressively.
Don't hurt people's hearts or souls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go with that. Let's
Mm,
go with that.
I like that.
Let's go with that.
That's
I
it.
like that.
That's it. We're starting a new religion.
God.
I'm
Okay.
gonna start wearing robes.
Sure. That's what you want. Knock yourself out.
Yep.
Nice.
Everybody has a beard, women included.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And
Right.
no.
The real part,
Thank you.
the wearing the real part,
Excommunicated.
I
I'm
do
good.
I'm
not mind.
Italian. It's too real. Don't go there.
Oh,
The amount of
baby.
aunties with moustaches, I'm telling you, and beards.
Baby, but not you.
Baby,
Alright.
wait till I'm 50. I might rock a
Oh
full
my
moustache.
God.
Will you still love me?
Baby, I'll still bend you over the kitchen sink when you're 50. Don't
So
worry.
he doesn't
about
have to look at the mustache.
I'll get it waxed. Don't worry, baby.
it. Fuck it, baby. I'll help you shave it. It's okay.
It's super sexy.
Just stand still.
Don't you know the most sexual thing you can do is shave a lady's mustache?
Mm-hmm.
That's real love right there.
Not quite the
That's
body part I was
real
expecting to hear that at the end of that sentence, but yeah, sure.
And I think we should end the podcast on that. So,
Works for me.
anybody want to have
Relationship
anything to say? Any plugs you want to put out?
Follow that woman right there at Nymphette666 at twitch.tv. Follow her.
Or YouTube, where you can get this guy does a video blog where he reviews things. Mansetsfire video blog. There's a playlist
Oh
on my YouTube.
God.
Check that out for sure. And we'll put the URL to
And
the
this is the
playlist
problem
below.
that I was going to have with her
That'd be
coming
great.
on because she would just instantly reverse that.
Mhm.
Oh. Like I wasn't already gonna link all that shit.
Oh
Perfect.
my god.
I got you.
Jesus Christ.
Lex,
Mhm.
I don't have shit besides nothing.
Outdone Podcast Instagram. All right, yeah, my Twitch shit,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like, subscribe, all that stuff on the YouTubes.
Do
Yeah.
all that social media shit.
All that shit.
Mm.
Share it because I don't promote
For
this.
the streamers and podcasters and YouTube stars. Do that.
Do that. All right, until next time.
Bye.
Laters.
Bye.